Good morning. Welcome to Talking Movies. I'm Spling. This week we're talking about an elegant fantasy romance drama, a debauched drama thriller, and a peppy romance comedy drama. Starting off with a new release, The Age of Adaline. A young woman born at the turn of the 20th century is rendered ageless after an accident. It's from director Lee Toland Krieger and stars Blake Lively, Michelle Hessman, and Harrison Ford. Blake Lively exemplifies Age of Adaline. She carries herself with grace. Her timeless beauty makes her face quite angelic, which makes you think the role was probably originally intended for Cate Blanchett. While the story starts with some mystifying stats and figures from the narrator about how this is all scientifically possible, like Inception, it's best not to ask too many questions. We're fascinated with the idea of immortality, and Age of Adaline presents the Highlander dilemma from a woman's perspective, with less swashbuckling and decapitation. Instead, our heroine must stay ahead of the law, protecting her secret, avoiding being recognized, and perpetually reinventing her identity. The film is quite elemental and magical, whisking us from one age to the next, with Adaline embracing fashion across the centuries. While there is much pageantry, this is a romance which builds to some bizarre situational drama. Age of Adaline makes some big leaps and lands in some one-in-a-million scenarios, but Blake Lively and the magical tale smooth over the rough edges. It's not a great movie, yet it's still enjoyable, especially if films like The Time Traveler's Wife, The Lake House, and About Time appeal to you. I gave it a solid 7 on the Splingometer. Then moving on to another new release, The Riot Club. 2 first-year students at Oxford University join the infamous Riot Club, where reputations can be made or destroyed overnight. It's from director Lone Scherfig, who directed An Education and stars Sam Claflin, Max Ines, and Douglas Booth. This is an uncomfortable film based on a stage play called Posh. The film delves into the traditions and initiations of an elitist fraternity and group of reckless young men trying to outdo their previous generation in hedonistic rebellion. Their recruitment, secrecy, and infamous debauchery drives them to new levels of insanity, dressing like lords and behaving like animals. The performances are sharp, flamboyant, and while it's not nearly on the same level as A Clockwork Orange, this still isn't for sensitive viewers. Director Lone Scherfig doesn't shy away from representing unlikable characters, taunting us with a series of unpredictable events. It's like The Skulls, except the focus isn't on inordinate wealth, but on ideology and the ugliest extremes of toffee-nosed snobbery. The writing is dense, pretentious, and charged with politics and poetry. We are disgusted by their behavior, yet compelled to see them face the consequences of their actions. Scherfig takes us close to the flame on many occasions, yet pulls away at the last second. While this is often a relief, you can't help but wonder how much more tension and cult notoriety they could have achieved if they'd followed through. As such, the Riot Club deflates in the third act by taking the easy way out, moving from frightening and harrowing to being a tap on the wrist. I gave it a satisfactory 6 on the Splingometer. And finally, a new rental that may appeal to you, Love, Rosie. Rosie and Alex have been best friends since they were 5, so they couldn't possibly be right for one another, or could they? It's from director Christian Ditter. It stars Lily Collins, Sam Claflin, once again, and Christian Cook. Love, Rosie is a colourful, lively, and irreverent romantic comedy. Imagine Bridget Jones's Diary meets Juno, and you'll have some idea of what to expect. While rather potty-mouthed and infrequently crude yet funny, the charming co-lead performances go a long way to disarming us. Lily Collins is pretty cute and effervescent. Sam Claflin is like a British version of James Marsden and Tom Cruise, and demonstrates his range from a detestable character in the Riot Club to a Hugh Grant-style character in Love, Rosie. We suffer with 2 best friends as missed connections and personal circumstances keep them from getting together. They're young, foolish, and this rom-com pokes fun at their series of bad decisions. The scenarios are contrived, but it's not trying to be anything more than an amusing, silly, sometimes heartfelt, and fun piece of entertainment. I gave it a satisfactory 6 on the Splingometer. So, just to wrap up, The Age of Adaline, an elegant fantasy romance drama with an elemental lead, a solid 7. The Riot Club, an irreverent, uncomfortable and rambunctious college drama thriller without a sting in its tail, a satisfactory 6, and Love, Rosie, a cheeky, contrived, yet lively and entertaining comedy drama, a satisfactory 6. For more movie reviews, interviews and features, visit spling.co.za or visit spling.mobi on the go. And remember, don't wing it,